tradition. And just like that, we're back. Every Friday, right before the tan, we make sure we get the final cleanup, final shave before we get ready to get the war paint on. And Megan has been doing this now for quite a few years, so she's pretty familiar with the drills. I'm kidding.
Oh my god,
But I still like to do that every once in a while, just throw a curveball in there. But one thing about me and my skin, I'm very sensitive. So yes, if you put on a sad love movie, I might cry, but I mean my skin. My skin is very sensitive. So I have to bring my razors from back home that I use every single year. I can't use any bald razors because my skin will get irritated, I'll get rashes, I'll break out. I can't use Nair, otherwise my skin, same thing, will bubble up and it doesn't look pretty. So again, we have a multitude of different razors that we use for different body parts just to make sure that we keep everything prim, clean, and even though it's not 100% bald, that's why I like to shave just before the show so we can get it as low to the skin as possible without irritating the skin. So right now, it's all starting to feel real, man. You know, this is that time when everything starts to sink in. You know, this is the first true shave of the season, and we're just about to get our war paint on, man. It's crazy to sit here and think that it's here. Toplyn, C-O-P-L-Y, bottom.
Get your shirt in the goodie bag, and you were.
But he could probably go up higher.
And just like that, we are officially checked in. Keep your eyes out, number 77 on stage, 2 days. Like, this was the moment that it really starting to hit me. It's like surreal. I see the stage, I'm talking to the promoters, everything is just coming to life right now. And honestly, I'm at a loss for words. You know, it's felt like forever since I've been back on stage. But I know when I get back up there, the confidence is gonna flow and all the hard work is gonna be shown.
Man your stations.
And that's everything. So,
Man your battle stations.
let's go. We are here knocking out our final lift of prep. This morning we knocked out our final cardio of prep, the final depletion day of prep, and everything's really starting to come to fruition, man. Everything's starting to be felt. High emotion, seeing that stage, it's just crazy to sit here and wrap my head around the concept of we are just under 38 hours out from stepping on stage right now. And the last 24 weeks all comes down to these next few days. And your boy's a ball of emotion right now. But we're gonna finish this prep out strong, this training session out strong. Again, it's the last workout, but been one hell of a ride, man. It's just been one hell of a ride.
How was your trip?
Good.
You've been traveling a lot.
Way too damn
How
much.
did you go? What's his name again?
Pat.
Pat.
Yeah, we got
That's awesome. Congratulations.
wellness, bikini, and men's physique.
Wow.
Yeah, so
Alex is the man. Now he is. Come on, let's go.
It's weird to say how much I've missed this smell. For the last 4 or 5 weeks, I've been smelling it on all of my clients, going to their shows, getting them prepared, getting them patted down, fixed up. But the smell of spray tan, it's just something about it, man. We are literally right around the corner. And, oh man, it's almost that time for battle. War paint is on. Your boy's feeling good, carbs are starting to hit. And here we are, man. Here we are. We are officially 12 hours out from stepping on stage. And typically, I'm somebody who likes to kind of keep my emotions in and just kind of shove them down until show day, until we're on stage battling it out and then letting my emotions just run rampant. But I want you guys to see the vulnerable, real parts of what it is to be a bodybuilder, to step on stage. Guys, this is one of the most confident I've ever been getting ready to take the stage. And even still with that, I'm always finding things that I don't like. I'm nitpicking all the way up until the final second. And you know, this is the part where a lot of people tend to let, you know, themselves get into their own heads, or outside factors get into their own heads. You know, the reality is the job's done, you know, and the only thing that could really set me back any further is myself, is my mental state. And, you know, I wanted to share this with you guys just due to the fact that, you know, just because I'm a professional in a sport, just because I'm been at the top level and I'm fighting to get back to the top level, it doesn't mean I don't go through the same exact thought processes, the same exact worries, you know, the same exact prep brains that every one of you guys go through. And the reality is, you know, this is what it is to be a bodybuilder. You know, I think 90% of this sport is thinking you look like shit, and then 10% of it is actually feeling good and confident in yourself. And that whole time you're in that 90% range, you're just fighting to get to that feeling of that 10%. And, you know, right now, it's just the feelings of being 12 hours, you know, are we ready? Did we do everything we needed to do? You know, was there every stone left unturned? Or was every variable controlled? You know, all of these things being back around through my mind. And I can confidently sit here and say yes. You know, there was no meals missed, no cardio missed. You know, there was no stone left unturned from the start of this prep 24 weeks ago to where we are now. So as crazy and scary, you know, as it might seem, or as I feel right now, believe it or not, you know, I'm confident in the fact of the work that we put in up until this point. But it also doesn't change the fact that, you know, I'm an athlete too, and I have a lot of emotions attached into this. And I just want to step on stage and hopefully, you know, get what I feel that I deserve. And truthfully, that's in God's hands at this point. So now we have a tradition. And I think those of you who've been part of this community for a while know what that tradition is. Let's go finish this night out strong. You know what time it is. Every night before the show, we take a minimum of 1 shot. It's more of a tradition more than anything else, but the scientific thought process behind it is, think of like a natural diuretic instead of actually taking a medical grade diuretic. It just helps naturally flush the water out throughout the night. I'll be honest, I dread this every single time. Like, you guys have seen my faces in these videos, and they're not fun. I am not a drinker. I'm not a shot taker. You give me a spicy margarita, a Moscow Mule, you got a smile on my face. But tonight, we got tequila going down with a wife. Let's do it.
Fortune cookie for a chaser.
This shit never gets easier.
He was dramatic.
Am I dry yet? All right, guys. We'll see you guys in the morning on show day.
All for love, I'd do anything. I can't seem to find my identity. All for love, but I plead insanity. Circles around my heart on repeat.
Honestly, that's the best I've
That
seen.
back is in, baby. Welcome to the game. I told you, right? Let's do it again. Let's do it food around, right?
Bro, yeah, and I'm not used to having so small meals. That shit didn't feel like I ate anything.
I just cannot think about it. Can't live without it.
Final coat is on now. We're getting ready to have our final meal before we step on stage. Guys, 2 hours. 2 more hours till we're on stage. We are battling it out with the hopes and goal of making it back to the Olympia stage. And like I said, you know, at this point the job's done, and we're focusing on controlling this, because this is going to lead to a direct correlation to this. And now we just focus on having fun, man. You know, this last 24 weeks have been absolutely insane, and you know, as nervous and excited and just antsy as I am right now, you know, no more emotions that I'm feeling than just thankful. You know, thankful that I've been able to make it through this prep healthy. You know, this has been the most mentally efficient prep that I've ever been through, and to have the people who I have here in my corner, you know, it just feels good to be back in a bodybuilding environment, you know, but this time with me going to war and not helping people prepare to get ready for battle. So, you know, a lot going through my mind, there's no question about it, but like I said, man, I'm just thankful to be back on, you know, in this situation and getting ready to go back on stage. So prejudging is a wrap, and you know, it is definitely a tough pill to swallow, to not hear my name be called out in the first call outs, and then eventually they called me back out for the first call outs, but regardless, just simply not being in that conversation to earn the Olympia qualification, it's rough, man. You know, I feel like this was the most efficient prep. This is the prep that I felt so in tune, and so far for it to not go my way, to say there were definitely some tears shed with the wife, some raw emotion, but I honestly right now I'm currently lost for words, you know, because I'm very confident and happy with the package that we bought, and I think that's, you know, partly, you know, the worst part right now, but all we can do is be patient. You know, we have finals coming up. You know, the way that they moved everybody around multiple times, there was somebody, you know, like I said, they pulled me from the second call out to the first call out, then they started moving me closer to the middle, and then they had somebody who was in the middle get moved all the way to the outside. They sent people off, they brought people back on. You know, it was definitely a unpredictable call out and maneuvering of people. But you know, regardless, I'm always somebody to say I'm not gonna point fingers at judges. You know, just like I tell my clients, this is subjective. And as athletes, we tie our emotions a lot of times to the placings that we get. And as an athlete, I get that. As a coach, I get that. But I'm gonna take the advice that I would give my client at this moment, and that's simply to roll with these punches that this sport is gonna consistently throw at you. Because I do truly believe that I have that potential to be the best in the world. And today's just not my day. And this shit sucks, man. This shit sucks. When I felt like I've done so much, I've done everything I could to be where I am right now, to be at my best, I feel like I have nothing to show for it. You know, every year I keep this number in my bag to remind me to never feel this way again. And this was the way I felt after I stepped off stage at my pro debut, DC Pro, where I finished 12th. And now I have a new reminder, number 77. Because I can tell you this much, not hearing my name called out, it brought back those memories. But what was so special is what came after that. You know, because that's when my true story was beginning to be written. So, regardless, we all knew this wasn't the only show that we're doing this season. We're gonna do everything we can to get back to the Olympia stage. But we're gonna take these punches, we're gonna wait for the judges' feedback, and we're gonna go all in, man. Because I'm gonna be back on stage with the best in the world, competing to be one of the best in the world. It's only a matter of time. So, as much as this sucks, as much as it fucking sucks, we're gonna roll with these punches. For now, we're gonna go relax. We have finals coming up in a few hours, and we're just gonna try to keep my head straight and just go over everything that's in here right now.
We got cookie dough. Those are his, the Fruity Pebbles. And then the churro one. Is it good?
I'm not a crumble person. She'd be eating crumble in front of me this entire prep, so it was only right that she made it right by bringing crumble post-show. Let me stop before I get a headache. Wait, what's this one?
Churro. Good. And then that one's cookie dough.
Let me tell you this much. This is good right now, but we're hungry for something a little bit better.
That's what it's. Yeah. I mean, I look at it as this one. Obviously, I'm not like that.
Great chickens for you.
So we're dating, and I'm looking.
So now that the food has digested, the emotions of today have settled, I just wanted to give you guys some honest feedback on kind of where my head is at this moment. You know, I have such high expectations for myself, and tasting the feeling of making it to the Olympia stage has set my expectations even higher. And the reality of the sport is you're going to lose significantly more than you're going to win. And that's from the top in the world all the way down to the amateurs and everybody trying to get into a position not only where I am, but to where I'm also trying to get to, which is being one of the best in the world. And you know, again, it doesn't change the fact that this is a tough pill to swallow. And I feel like the worst part about these L's is I have so many supporters who I try to prove right in situations like this, and I feel like I let them down at times. And I think that's the hardest thing for me, is just not feeling like the people who supported me throughout this whole process, you know, I feel like I'm not giving them a leg to stand on, but instead I'm giving people who are doubters and haters, you know, an opportunity to point a finger. And, you know, is that me caring about what other people say or feel? Maybe. You know, I'm not going to sit here and lie to myself and say that I don't care. You know, I work hard to gain respect in this sport, and I don't cut corners. I do everything that I need to be my best. So on days when, you know, I don't deliver, it's hard. You know, but in the same breath, this is just going to make it sweeter. You know, because after every knockout, you know, there's an opportunity to rise even further and throw a bigger haymaker. And again, I'm not gonna stop. You know, the coolest thing about, you know, who won the show today, this was his fifth show. And he didn't qualify. It took him 5 times. It took him 5 no's before he got 1 yes. And we're gonna get a yes. We're gonna get a yes. So right now, we're waiting the judges' feedback, seeing what they're looking for. You know, obviously I have my own thoughts in my head, but one thing I will say is, you know, the package we brought, it wasn't easily attained. We worked our asses off. We crossed all of our T's. We got all of our I's. You know, maybe the final execution wasn't where it needed to be in terms of the final look, but I'm proud of myself, man. You know, and you know, it's added data, it's collected data, and we're going to continue moving forward. It's onward and upward from here. And I'm going to remember these moments. These are the moments that I seriously believe that you're going to grow so much more as a man, as a bodybuilder, as an athlete in general. That's going to separate you from, you know, everybody else in the future. And again, sitting at this very moment, we're 13 days out. 13 days out from stepping on stage again for another opportunity to prove my supporters right, silence the doubters, and just making sure that we leave no stone left unturned. I love this sport. This is my passion. This is what I want to do and I will be doing every single day until I don't enjoy doing it anymore. And I don't foresee that happening. So, as always, guys, I appreciate you more than you know. The love is felt consistently through this channel, and the lows, they're going to be matched with some highs. I can promise you that. But you guys' support throughout these lows, because we've had quite a few on this channel, has been felt and more impactful than you guys could ever believe. So, I will see you guys very soon. To Tampa Pro, it's another opportunity to right a wrong, to make sure that we come in at our best. And I can guarantee you this, the data that was collected, we'll have an opportunity to correct that again and move forward even stronger in just 13 days from now. I love you guys, I appreciate you guys, and I will see you guys in the next video, and I will see you guys